Welcome, drug detectives. First of all, I would like to thank you for your interest. Frankly, our YouTube channel is going awesome. This is our 5th video, and every Mondays we will upload a new one. All right, let's break this case down. We've got a 65-year-old male with hypertension currently on amlodipine, but he's complaining of ankle swelling, peripheral edema, and mild dizziness. So what's our best course of action? Option A, increase the dose of amlodipine. This is probably not the best idea. The patient is already experiencing side effects, likely from the amlodipine, and increasing the dose could make this worse. Option B, discontinue amlodipine and start an ACE inhibitor. ACE inhibitors like lisinopril are great for blood pressure control, but jumping to stop amlodipine without considering other options might be premature. Amlodipine might still be effective for his BP. Option C, decrease the dose of amlodipine and add a diuretic. This makes sense. Amlodipine can cause peripheral edema, so reducing the dose can help manage the side effect. Adding a diuretic like hydrochlorothiazide can improve blood pressure control and help reduce the swelling. Option D, continue amlodipine and provide patient education. While patient education is always important, continuing the same treatment despite side effects might not be the best approach here. The patient is symptomatic and some adjustment is needed. So answer C is the best choice. Reducing the dose of amlodipine to minimize side effects while adding a diuretic helps manage both the hypertension and the peripheral edema. Amlodipine, a calcium channel blocker, often causes peripheral edema. In such cases, adding a diuretic can help reduce fluid retention and improve blood pressure control. Always think of the big picture when managing side effects. When you see swelling, think diuretics. A helpful way to remember: drain the fluid, ease the swelling. All right, let's get into it. Chronic pain management can be a bit of a juggling act, especially with the meds our patient is already on, methadone and gabapentin. Both of these can cause sedation, so we need to tread carefully with what we add to the mix. Option A, ibuprofen. This is an NSAID and won't contribute to CNS depression, so we can cross that one off our list. Option B, acetaminophen. While a great pain reliever, it doesn't have sedative effects, so it's safe here too. Option C, hydrocodone. Now we're talking. Hydrocodone is another opioid, and when you mix it with methadone, you're asking for trouble. Definitely an additive CNS depressant effect. Option D, aspirin. Like ibuprofen, it doesn't play in the sedative sandbox, so we can rule that out. So, what's our winning answer? C, hydrocodone. Remember, combining CNS depressants can heighten the risk of sedation and respiratory depression. The takeaway here is to always be vigilant about drug combinations. When in doubt, think more depressants, not more danger. A fun mnemonic to keep in mind is avoid the downers club when managing chronic pain. And for recognizing CNS depressants, remember hydro equals high risk. Visualize a water hazard. If you mix too much, you might sink. Let's round things out with some important patient education. Our patient is curious about how quickly his new SSRI will kick in, and it's vital we set realistic expectations. Option A, you should feel better within a few days. Nope, that's a myth. SSRIs aren't fast acting, so let's skip this one. Option C, it works immediately. Take it as needed. Yikes, selective serotonin reuptake inhibitors are not for as needed use. They need time to build up in the system. Option D, stop taking it if you don't feel better in a week. Absolutely not. Stopping too soon can lead to withdrawal and won't give the medication a chance to work. that leaves us with B. It can take several weeks to feel the full effects. Most patients might notice improvements within 2 to 4 weeks, but it can take up to 6 to 8 weeks for the full therapeutic effect. Patience is key. The takeaway here is that managing expectations with SSRIs is crucial. Remember, it's a marathon, not a sprint. A fun mnemonic to keep in mind is serotonin takes its time, just like fine wine. And to remember the waiting period, think 246, give it time to be great. This will help you visualize the timeline before feeling the effects. And that's a wrap for today's episode. We've tackled some fresh NAPLEX-style questions about patient assessment, drug interactions, and patient education. Understanding the why behind the answers is vital, not just for the exam, but for real-life practice too. Keep these tips and mnemonics in your toolkit, and you'll be more than ready for the NAPLEX. Thanks for tuning in, and happy studying.